What if one of the most colourful, alive places on Earth vanished completely and took a quarter of all ocean life down with it? Coral reefs cover less than 1% of the ocean floor, and yet they support an estimated 25% of all marine species on Earth. No other ecosystem on the planet packs this much life into so little space. A coral reef isn't a rock, it's alive. Reefs are built by tiny animals called coral polyps, which secrete calcium carbonate to form hard skeletons. Over thousands of years, billions of these skeletons build up to form the vast reef structures we recognise today. Coral polyps have a remarkable partnership with tiny algae called zooxanthellae, which live inside their tissue. The algae photosynthesize and provide the coral with food and its vibrant colour, while the coral provides the algae shelter. Neither can fully thrive without the other. This partnership creates the foundation for an entire ecosystem. Fish shelter in the coral crevices, predators hunt among its structures, sea turtles, sharks and countless invertebrates all depend on the reef, directly or indirectly, for food and habitat. But coral is extremely sensitive to temperature. When ocean waters warm by just 1 to 2 degrees Celsius above normal, coral becomes stressed and expels the algae living inside it, a process called bleaching. Without the algae, the coral turns stark white and begins to starve. If temperatures don't return to normal quickly, bleached coral dies. And when coral dies, it doesn't just disappear, the entire structure that shelters and feeds a quarter of all marine life begins to collapse along with it. The Great Barrier Reef, which is the largest structure on Earth, visible even from space, has already lost over half its coral since 1995, largely due to repeated mass bleaching events driven by rising ocean temperatures. If reefs disappeared entirely, the collapse would ripple outwards. Fish populations that depend on the reefs for breeding and shelter would crash. Species found nowhere else on Earth would go extinct. The loss would rank among the largest extinction events in the ocean's history. The impact wouldn't stay in the ocean. Over 500 million people worldwide depend on coral reefs for food, income and coastal protection. Reef fisheries provide a primary protein source for many coastal and island communities. Reefs also act as a natural barrier, absorbing up to 97% of wave energy before it reaches the shore. Without them, coastlines would face far more severe erosion, flooding and damage during storms, putting millions of homes at risk. Coral reefs generate an estimated $375 billion a year globally through fishing, tourism and coastal protection. Reef organisms have also been used to develop treatments for cancer, HIV and chronic pain, a medical resource we're only beginning to understand. There is hope. Around the world, scientists are growing coral in nurseries and transplanting heat-resistant strains onto damaged reefs. Some projects have successfully restored small sections of reef, proving recovery is possible when conditions allow. When reefs remain healthy and protected, they demonstrate extraordinary resilience. Some corals are naturally more heat tolerant than others, offering a genetic blueprint for reefs that might survive a warming ocean if given the chance. Coral reefs took thousands of years to build. In just a few decades of warming oceans, we've put half of them at risk. What's lost here isn't just colour beneath the waves, it's the foundation of an entire ocean which depends on it. Coral reefs support 25% of all marine life while covering less than 1% of the ocean floor. Scientists warn that up to 90% of the world's coral reefs could be lost by 2050 if warming continues.